Hello, welcome to A Course in Miracles, Day 5. Today we will be continuing Lesson 5. First we will read from the text, which we are reading Chapter 1, Part 5, Wholeness and Spirit. The miracle is much like the body in that both are learning aids for facilitating a state in which they become unnecessary. When Spirit's original state of direct communication is reached, neither the body nor the miracle serves any purpose. While you believe you are in a body, however, you can choose between loveless and miraculous channels of expression. You can make an empty shell, but you cannot express nothing at all. You can wait, delay, paralyze yourself, or reduce your creativity almost to nothing, but you cannot abolish it. You can destroy your medium of communication, but not your potential. You did not create yourself. The basic decision of the miracle-minded is not to wait on time any longer than is necessary. Time can waste as well as be wasted. The miracle worker, therefore, accepts the time control factor gladly. He recognizes that every collapse of time brings everyone closer to the ultimate release from time, in which the Son and the Father are one. That also includes daughters. We are all children of God, so it makes us one with God, which is the ultimate release from time. Equality does not imply equality now. When everyone recognizes that he has everything, individual contributions to the sonship will no longer be necessary. When the atonement has been completed, all talents will be shared by all the sons, daughters of God. God is not partial. All his children have his total love, and all his gifts are freely given to everyone alike. Except ye become like little children means that unless you fully recognize your complete dependence on God, you cannot know the real power of the Son in his true relationship with the Father. The specialness of God's sons, daughters, does not stem from exclusion, but from inclusion. All my brothers are special and sisters. If they believe they are deprived of anything, their perception becomes distorted. When this occurs, the whole family of God, or the sonship, is impaired in its relationships. So our specialness comes from inclusion, not exclusion. All my brothers are special. Ultimately, every member of the family of God must return. The miracle calls him to return because it blesses and honors him, even though he may be absent in spirit. God is not mocked, is not a warning, but a reassurance. The quote, God is not mocked. God would be mocked if any of his creations lacked holiness. The creation is whole, and the mark of wholeness is holiness. Miracles are affirmations of sonship, which is a state of completion and abundance. Whatever is true is eternal and cannot change or be changed. Spirit is therefore unalterable because it is already perfect, but the mind can elect what it chooses to serve. The only limit put on its choice is that it cannot serve two masters. If it elects to do so, the mind can become the medium by which Spirit creates along the line of its own creation. If it does not freely elect to do so, it retains its creative potential but places itself under tyrannous rather than authoritative control. As a result, it imprisons because such are the dictates of tyrants. To change your mind means to place it at the disposal of true authority. The miracle is a sign that the mind has chosen to be led by me in Christ's service. The abundance of Christ is the natural result of choosing to follow him. All shallow roots must be uprooted because they are not deep enough to sustain you. The illusions that shallow roots can be deepened and thus made to hold is one of the distortions on which the reverse of the golden rule rests. As these false underpinnings are given up, the equilibrium is temporarily experienced as unstable. However, nothing is less stable than an upside-down orientation, nor can anything that holds it upside down be conducive to increased stability. Read it again. However, nothing is less stable than upside-down orientation, nor can anything that holds it upside down be conducive to increased stability. So, I think what that means is that we're going to probably feel somewhat unstable as we go through this process of ultimately mind training. It's like retraining our mind to think in line with God. And we might experience a complete disorientation within us because our mind is probably going to freak out a bit, or it's going to kind of turn it upside down. If we've been thinking a certain way all of our life and then we're starting to learn another way, it can be quite disorientating. So even though it's going to maybe feel that way for a while, it will pass. And it gets a bit tricky, this language. Like, I've read it over a few times. But I think what's important is that you kind of get the main idea and things are revealed to you as you go along. So don't worry if you don't understand it all. In a way, that's a miracle in itself, that you can just be free to read the words or to hear the words and just trust that the meaning of it, like what you're meant to get, you will get. You'll get it. You don't have to understand every single word or every single sentence or even every single dot point or every single paragraph, or you might sometimes not understand a whole page or a whole couple of pages or a whole chapter. Or, you might get a few nuggets, but don't get too stuck on trying to understand it all. I certainly did go through that, and I'm someone who likes to question and question and question things. I'm learning to just sort of let things be and just accept what I understand and trust. Yeah, does that make sense? I hope you can understand me now. It seems like I'm talking a whole different language, but anyway. Lesson 5. I am never upset for the reason I think. Okay, so this proceeds from yesterday. These thoughts do not mean anything. I am never upset for the reason I think. This idea, like the preceding one, can be used with any person, situation, or event you think is causing you pain. Apply it specifically to whatever you believe is the cause of your upset, using the description of the feeling in whatever term seems accurate to you. The upset may seem to be fear, worry, depression, anxiety, anger, hatred, jealousy, or a number of forms, all of which will be perceived as different. This is not true. However, until you learn that form does not matter, each form becomes a proper subject for the exercises for the day. Applying the same idea to each of them separately is the first step in ultimately recognizing they are all the same. When using the idea for today for a specific perceived cause of upset in any form, use both the name of the form in which you see the upset and the cause which you ascribe to it. For example, I am not angry at, for the reason I think. I am not afraid of, for the reason I think. But again, this should not be substituted for practice periods in which you first search your mind for sources of upset in which you believe and forms of upset which you think result. In these exercises, more than in the preceding ones, you may find it hard to be indiscriminate and to avoid giving greater weight to some subjects than to others. It might help to precede these exercises with the statement, there are no small upsets. They are all equally disturbing to my peace of mind. It's a good one, huh? Who would have thought? There are no small upsets. They are all equally disturbing to my peace of mind. That bit of spilt milk, just as upsetting as that car crash I had. Never thought of that before. Then examine your mind for whatever is distressing you, regardless of how much or how little you think it is doing so. You may also find yourself less willing to apply today's idea to some perceived sources of upset than to others. If this occurs, think first of this. I cannot keep this form of upset and let the others go. For the purposes of these exercises, then I will regard them all as the same. Then search your mind for no more than a minute or so and try to identify a number of different forms of upset that are disturbing you, regardless of the relative importance you may give them. Apply the idea for today to each of them, using the name of both the source of the upset as you perceive it and of the feeling as you experience it. Further examples are, I am not worried about the world falling to pieces for the reason I think. I am not depressed about the state of humanity for the reason I think. 3 or 4 times during the day is enough. So, I think my little toddler's tuned into this upset topic. He's crying. I better go. But 3 or 4 times during the day is enough. So again, maybe set the alarm and keep practicing the lesson. I'm never upset for the reason I think. Not even my toddler. He's not upset for the reason he thinks right now. Okay, so oh, what happened? Did this record? Oh, it did. Okay, sorry, technical issues. Okay, see you soon. May be blessed. Ciao.